Hello, my name is Felipe Cardoso. I'm CEO and founder of Panplas from Brazil. We are a contaminated plastic packaging recycling industry. Next, please. This is a global problem. And did you know that 1 billion plastic bottles of lubricant oil are discarded every year only in Brazil? And what's worse, even after drained, those bottles still contain 2 million liters of oil that pollute the environment. Next. That's because 1 liter of oil is enough to contaminate 1 million liters of water. Next, please. Of all this volume, only 9% is recycled because our competitors decontaminate these packages using water, which creates two major problems. Next. First, even using detergents, it's not possible to remove all the oil from plastic, generating a low-quality recycled raw material, decreasing its value. And second, this water has to be treated. And during the process, each liter of oil turns into up 8 pounds of hazardous waste, generating a high cost and environmental risk. We agree that recycling is good, but as we have seen, if it pollutes even more. Next. With this in mind, we develop an innovative and efficient production system composed of equipment and process with a granted patent, which completely separates the oil from the ground plastic and the label in an ecological way, without using any water, without generating waste, and with a cost of 30% less than the water process. Next. Our residual oil is recovered and recycled, becoming a byproduct, eliminating the environmental risk. Next. The result is a recycled plastic raw material of excellent quality, 100% made of lubricant oil packaging, guaranteeing the homogeneity and standardization of the product. Next. And with the sale of this raw material, it's possible to manufacture a new oil packaging without using virgin material and with cost reduction, thus creating a true circular economy. Next. We buy the packaging from environmental companies that collect it from gas stations, workshops, carry out our process, recovering and selling the oil to the re-refining industry, and the recycled plastic to the packaging industry, which can manufacture a new oil packaging. Regarding our differential, on the one hand, we guarantee the best economically and environmentally correct disposal option for the generators and managers of these wastes, through our recycling with certification, traceability, and that complies with legislation without environmental risk. On the other hand, the packaging and the oil manufacturers get a recycled resin option to manufacture a new packaging with cost reduction, as the current options are the virgin resin and the recycled resin available on the market, with an inferior quality which does not attend. Next. We have already processed more than 10 million oil packages, recovering and selling 500 tons of recycled plastic and 17,000 liters of recovered oil. Next. Generating social and environmental benefits, such as 17 billion liters of water preserving the environment and 800 tons less of gas effect. Next. That made the solution recognized through 30 relevant national and international awards. Next. In addition, we were selected and participated in open innovation programs, enabling support and partnerships with large multinational companies, such as Ambev, Braskem, and PepsiCo. Next. Internationally, we validate our solution in other markets, North and Latin America, Europe, Emirates, and Asia. Next. And all of these results were only possible due to our team. Gustavo and I take care of management, Fabian, our chemical engineer, and Evandro, our mechanical engineer, manage the technical area. Everyone with great experience in the plastic and recycling industry. Next. And we are able to expand the solution through units with high production capacity installed in containers, facilitating logistics and scalability. These units can be made available decentralized, next, or concentrated in larger production plants, depending on the volume of packaging in each region. Next. In order to be able to serve the Brazilian market of 54,000 tons per year of lubricate oil packaging, which can be transformed into $120 million in recycled raw material. Next. So our three goals are to expand the solution in the Brazilian market to recycle more lubricate plastic packaging. We have already a production plant in operation, and our plan is to reach 6 production plants until 2026. Next. Reach other countries already validated. There is a global market of almost 2 million tons of lubricate oil packaging that can be transformed into $4 billion in recycled raw material. Next. New applications for other types of plastic waste. Panplas has been researching other applications for the system, always focusing on plastic materials that do not deliver good results with water washing. We have already been successfully tested plastic packages of vegetable oil, buckets used in paints, and cosmetics packaging. Next. Our mission is to leave this legacy, giving the society this new concept of recycling and circular economy, which preserves all the resources, especially water resources, essential for life, and the life of the planet and the people. Thank you very much.
Felipe, thanks very much. And it's another presentation where the stats behind the companies are just kind of mind-boggling. And so we can see in terms of the amount of awards you've picked up, entirely understandable given kind of the necessity of your product and the opportunity of the market. Thank you very much. So in terms of, the other thing that struck me, looking at your presentation there, there's a sort of theme coming through a number of these solutions as part of the Global Scale-Up Program, is that of technologies that can fit within containers, or the size of containers. And looking at your production plants, looked like the sort of size that could fit in a shipping container. And the same way MASH makes biomass to hydrogen solution fits within a shipping container. So it's quite interesting that these are portable solutions and these distributed solutions. So just an observation. Before I've got a couple of questions, but any questions from the audience? So, no. So in terms of kind of, you've focused on the Brazilian market. How are you exploiting? So I saw you put up a slide that you'd done some stuff with PepsiCo. How are you exploiting those connections to move into other markets?
Okay. So we managed to expand it to other countries through partnerships with waste collection companies, with plastic packaging and recycling industry, petrochemicals, and it's very important the government support. We have made considerable progress in validating our solution in several regions and contacts with major players and cities governments. So our intention is to associate with these players, to license the technology, and install those containers, those recycling units in their production units, providing quality recycled raw material for the manufacture of new packaging, reducing raw material costs, and increasing the profit of all. We are open to talking with companies, governments, and take the solution to different countries, focus on those new markets related to contaminated packaging, in order to generate all the social, environmental, economic, and financial value for all.
Great, thanks. And in terms of, well, I've got two. Okay, Rohit first, yeah. Oh, sorry, Rohit, and then Rohan.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the presentation. Can you just briefly explain how the technology works? Because you said you don't use water, so yeah. So what is the process? Like, if you can just explain that briefly. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. About the technology, we use an ecological degreaser that we developed. Ecological because it's biodegradable, non-aggressive, and with no smell. So it has the ability to totally dissolve the oil from the ground packaging, leaving the plastic clean. Then through physical, chemical, and mechanical process, we recover the degreaser and the oil, preserving their characteristics. So we reuse the degreaser and sell the oil. That way, we don't generate waste. So this technology was developed over 3 years, and it's an automated production line with high capacity, consisting of equipment and line process.
That's great. So you're separating two products and making, a commercial revenue out of both.
Yes.
Great. Rowan, you had a question.
Actually, I'm interested how you sit within your competition. So you come in at a price point compared to other companies in the sector, but you carry a premium in terms of the opportunity to have a sustainable outcome. Are you cost competitive in direct terms? Or is there additional, or do you have the green as a bonus as well?
About the competition, there are no similar process. It's a green patent, so our competitors would be companies that wash with water. But in addition to this process, they do not deliver a high quality resin. They do not recover the oil and generate more waste with high costs and environmental risk. And that's because our process is different, because we generate environmental, economic, and social value. Environmental, because there's no use of water, no waste, no contaminated effluent generated. Today, 8% of the effluents are released to the environment with no type of treatment. And in addition, it recovers all the contaminant oil that becomes a byproduct. Economic value, because it's an efficient recycling that allows the increase of the plastic value that becomes packaging again. And because of this valorization on the social side, we can pay a higher value for the waste pickers.
That's great. Thank you. Felipe, thanks so much. And I know, you're dialing in 4,500 miles away, but it's just great to have you with us. And thank you for your participation throughout the program over the past 8 months.
Thank you very much.
So, Felipe Cardoso from Panplas.
Thank you.